Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another study session with HTML. Bam. See more over there? Okay. All right. So today we're just going to be continuing with the fundamentals of HTML. And for starters, we're going to be talking about like the role of linking elements and how we can use it for external style sheets, CSS. Okay, so getting started then. It says, what is the role of the link element in HTML and how can it be used to link to external style sheets? Let's learn about the link element and how to use it to link external style sheets. The link element is used to link to external resources like style sheets and site icons. Here is the basic syntax for using the link element for an external CSS file. So this is a link element, and you can also see that we've got the href pointing us to the file style CSS. The rel attribute is used to specify the relationship between the linked resource and the HTML document. In this situation, we need to specify that this linked resource is a style sheet. So the rel stands for relationship. What is the relationship to this HTML page? It's the style sheet. It gives it all the instructions of how to look. It is considered best practice to separate your HTML and CSS in different files. Developers will use the link element for their external CSS file instead of writing everything in the HTML document. Okay, so this is really important because the main reason we have a CSS file, everything that's on a CSS file could be on your regular HTML script, but we keep them separate and it reduces room, or it makes room for the pages to load faster, and there's a bunch of other benefits, but it's good to try to keep everything as compressed as possible. Okay, so yes, it is considered best practice to have your HTML in one file and your style on a CSS file. Let's continue then. All right, so the href attribute is used to specify the location of the URL for the external resource. Ooh, goodness. 1 second. Okay, anyways. All right, so the href attribute is used to specify the location of the URL for the external resource. The period followed by a / in the example tells the computer to look in the current folder or directory for the styles.css file. The link element should be placed inside the head element as seen in the following example. All right, so you got your head section here. Link, style sheet, href, period, / So that means you don't have to go up a level or go down a directory tree of different folders. You just need to stay in the same folder where the HTML file is, and you have your CSS right there with it. All right, so anyways, oftentimes you will see multiple link elements inside a professional code base that link to different style sheets, fonts, and icons. Here is an example of using the link element to link an external Google font called Playwright Cuba. All right, so we've got the link, pre-connect, fonts, Google Lepus, static, origin. All right, and the third link is different CSS. Style sheet. Okay. So here is an example of using the link element to link an external Google font called Playwright. Interesting. I still don't think I never saw the word playwright in anything. Oh, okay, the last one. Okay, so okay, the weight of the. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, anyways, Google Fonts are a set of free and open source custom fonts that you can use inside any project. You can choose which fonts you would like to use, and Google will provide you with the necessary HTML and CSS code. In this example, the pre-connect value for the relationship attribute tells the browser to create an early connection to the values specified in the href attribute. This is done to speed up loading times for these external resources. Another common use case for the link element is to link to icons. Here's an example of linking to a fav icon. Relationship icon, href. Okay. A fav icon, which is short for favorite icon, is a small icon typically displayed in the browser tab next to the site title. A lot of websites will use a favicon to display their brand icon. Yes, let's see if you can see it. Okay, no, not with this border. It's talking about this little picture here, that cute picture. It's called a fav icon. What is the role of the? All right, we got our questions. What is the role of the link element in HTML? Is it to specify the content type of the linked resource? Is it to determine the visibility of the linked resource on the web page? Does it define the font size of the linked resource when displayed? Or is it used to link external resources like style sheets and site icons? All right. It's the last one. Okay, moving forward. What is the role of the rel attribute inside the link element? It's used to indicate the language of the linked document. It's used to specify the relationship between the linked resource and the HTML document. It's used to define the media type of the linked document, or it is used to determine the size of the linked document. And the answer is B. It is used to specify the relationship between the linked resource and the HTML document. All right, next up. What is a favicon? A type of JavaScript file used to enhance website functionality. A type of font used to style text on a website. A small, typically displayed in the browser tab next to the site title. Or a security feature used to prevent cross-site scripting attacks. All right, the answer is C. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to the next part. Now we're talking about what is an HTML boilerplate and why is it important. So it says, let's learn about the HTML boilerplate. What is the HTML boilerplate, you ask? It's like a ready-made template for your web pages. Think of it as the foundation of a house. A boilerplate includes the basic structure and essential elements every HTML document needs. It saves you time and helps ensure your pages are set up properly. Here is an example. So you would have this essentially as an HTML file, and you just open it and save it as a different type of document for every project that you're working on. So you've already got everything needed from the type of font. You've got a title. You've got a body where you can write, header, all the meta information. Great. Alright, so let's break down the key parts of this boilerplate. First, there is the doc type declaration. It tells the browser which version of HTML you're using. Next comes the HTML tag. So you've got doc type HTML. Alright, this wraps around all of your content and can specify the language of your page. Inside the HTML tag, you'll find two main sectors, a head and a body. Head and a body. The head section contains important behind-the-scenes information. Important metadata goes here. Alright. However, your site's metadata contained in meta elements. Your site's metadata contained in meta elements has details about things like character encoding and how websites like Twitter should preview your page's link. Your site's title, found in the title element, determines the text that appears in the browser tab or window. Finally, you'll typically link your page's external style sheet in the head section using linked elements. The body section is where all of your content goes. This is where you paste your pictures and your submit forms and anything else. Now, why is a boilerplate important? It ensures your pages are structured correctly and work well across different browsers. Using a boilerplate helps you avoid common mistakes and follow best practices. It's a great starting point for any web project. Remember, you can customize your own boilerplate to fit your needs. As you gain experience, you might add your own preferred element or meta tags. As you continue to improve your personal boilerplate, you'll find that it saves you time when starting new projects. Next time you start a new HTML file, consider using a boilerplate. It will definitely give you a solid foundation to build on. Okay, let's answer some questions. Alright, first question that we have. Where would you set the character encoding for your page? A meta element in the body, a head element in the body, a meta element in the head, or in the doc type. Alright, let's say a meta element in the head. Where would you set the language for your page? In the opening HTML tag, the meta element in the body, head element in the body, meta element in the head. Also, a meta element in the head. What purpose does a boilerplate serve? Provides starting structure for your website. Start writing content page faster. All the above ensures you are not missing any essential elements. All the above. Check. Okay, I was incorrect on the second one. If it's not this, then it has to be this one. A meta element in the body? No, because body's only visible things. Front end. A head element in the body? No. There we go. Nice! Alright, give me just a moment to check on some things. Okay. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and continue. Let's go. Let's go ahead and finish this. Okay, I know you've been wondering, so here is the answer finally. What is UTF-8 character encoding and why is it needed? UTF-8 or UCS Transformation Format 8 is a standardized character encoding widely used on the web. Character encoding is the method computers use to store characters as data. Essentially, all text on a web page is a sequence of characters stored as one or more bytes. In computing, a byte is a unit of data consisting of 8 bits, or binary digits. UTF-8 supports every character in the Unicode character set, and this includes characters and symbols from all writing systems, languages, and technical symbols. Here is an example of using the meta element with the char set attribute to set the character encoding to UTF-8. Meta char set UTF-8. Alright, by setting the character encoding to UTF-8, it will ensure that the accented E character, E, is displayed correctly on the page. Here is an extended code example of using the UTF-8 character encoding. Title: Examples of UTF-8 encoding. Cafe, E in cafe. So setting this type of meta type should make it work to where you can see it. For each new project you create, you should include this meta element with the char set attribute to UTF-8. So yeah, for all of them, we're using UTF-8. Which attribute is used to set the UTF-8 character encoding for HTML documents? Char set. Which is character encoding? I would like to go back. There. Character encoding is a method computers use to store characters as data. How many bits are in a byte? 8. All right, very nice. Okay, so we went back and we did all the beginning, so that's great. Next up is going to be some workshops. Awesome. That's when we get to definitely dive into some real examples here. Well, anyways, so this was a really short one, but I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap on that for today, and hopefully this weekend we'll see a lot more. So thank you guys all so much. Really appreciate you for hanging out, and I will see you guys again next time. All right? All right, you guys can see the curriculum. This is what's coming up. Take care. Bye-bye.